evening, everyone. Today, our group will present regarding our group project, which is the topic, the Aborted KL to Singapore HSR project, impact on Malaysia economy. We have 5 members in our group, and my name is Chong Ke Wei. Today, I will present about the part of introduction, which is the background of the project. For the first, actually the project is a 350-kilometer railway project which link Kuala Lumpur to Singapore via high-speed railway. The construction of the project is estimated around 60 billion. And the project was include 7 stops in Malaysia, which is Bandar Malaysia, Sepang to Putrajaya, Seremban, Air Keroh, Muar, Pahat, and also Iskandar Puteri. And only 1 stop in Singapore is Jurong East. And the idea of HSR is from the economic transformation program to transform Malaysia into a high-income nation. Okay, next. To let all of you more easier to understand the process, I have separated to the three stage. First stage is announcement. First proposal of the project was from Malaysia's 6 prime ministers, which is Najib Razak, to Singapore Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong in September 2010. And the job project actually was estimated start after 3 years, which is in 2013, and expected were completed in 2026. The second stage is development. On 2017, Malaysia have started a land acquisition process and also the station design. On 2018, actually Malaysia have held an election, and the new prime minister which is the Mahathir was announced the postponement of the project due to the high cost of the project. Okay, before end of 2019, Malaysia paid Singapore around 15 million for abortive costs incurred by the deferment project, and both of the nation was announced that the project will be delayed again until January 2031 instead of the original December 2026. And the last stage is terminated. Unfortunately, the project was announced terminated on 31 December 2020. Most of the people was guess that the main consideration of the project terminated is because of the pandemic of COVID-19 on the Malaysia's economy, and also disagreement regarding alignment of the line to serve Kuala Lumpur International Airport initially report in December 2020. And last, we get the information is Malaysia is required to pay the 300 million as compensation to Singapore as the losing of the Singapore. Yeah, that's all for me.
My name is Zhu Fengzhu. So right now I will present about the potential benefit of HSR project to Malaysia and Singapore. So the primary potential benefits of HSR project are create jobs, which expected to create 112,000 jobs before 2016, and estimate the GDP of Malaysia and Singapore can reach 21 billion ringgit in 2016. And the HSR project will contribute positive effect to the environment in the long term, because the electric high-speed rails can minimize the vehicle greenhouse gas emissions, which can set up to 55 million kg of carbon dioxide. And next is the HSR project can reduce the heavy traffic jam at immigration. The main aims of this project is to reduce the journey time to just 90 minutes along the 350-kilometer route from KL to Singapore. So the Malaysian workers who work at Singapore can work on time without the traffic jam problem. And the last benefit is the HSR project able to strengthen and build the strong relationship and cooperate closely in various fields based on the cooperation and trust. Thank you.
Now I would like to present the pros and the cons of the cancelling of HSR project. So Malaysia is facing fiscal issue, and HSR is considered a not necessary project to undertake. HSR also consider a project that is unrealistic because 30,000 of flights that operate per year between from Singapore to KL, which provide low-cost airline, so that don't have the needs to have the HSR project. And this project will cost less than 110 billion, but definitely will not be cheap. And there is also a significant emission associated with the HSR building from the raw material to the actual process of constructions. Besides that, HSR ticket prices per round trip might be costly and require subsidies. Next is the cons of the cancellings of HSR project. This will slow down the growth of the property in Johor because some developers are anticipate with the demands that come from Singapore. And travel via HSR are expected to take only 90 minutes direct from KL to Singapore. But now it seems that we need to travel longer. HSR project is overtaken the world's busiest international air route, which is at Hong Kong, Taipei. It also has the potential to travel time of rail can override aviation, which will help to free up space at both city airports. Next is the HSR project is believed that it can reduce congestion between Malaysia and Singapore, but now we have to endure with the traffic. And lastly, HSR can give long-term benefits to Malaysia because it's a modern and efficient mode of transportation. That's all from me. Thank you.
Moving on to the alternative of the project. Firstly, we can upgrade the Kereta Api Tanah Melayu KTM by building a single rail track next to the existing double rail track of KTM. So this picture have a clear image on how the KTM could be an alternative for this HSR. So the single rail track will be utilized by standard gauge trains, which is faster than KTM at 200 km/h. So this will make the journey from Kuala Lumpur to Singapore roughly 130 minutes travel. Although this alternative still make it slower transportation compared to the 320 km/h of the HSR train, it is still way cheaper, up to 70%, that at least 40 billion is saved by making this project achievable. The next alternative will be underground vacuum train, which is using the waterproof technology such as Hyperloop, which is a ground transport. So it differs from the traditional way by the passenger carrying ports travel on the air underground tunnel with a speed of 750 miles per hour instead of on railway tracks, which is much slower speeds. So that's all from me.
I'm Julian Garni. I will process my part with conclusion. HSR, or High Speed Rail, is the mega project between Kuala Lumpur to Singapore is having the positive or negative impact to the government and citizens. HSR project is cancelled due to bad carriers can agree a contract on numerous charges on the purpose during this COVID-19 pandemic, because in this pandemic the country's economization should be a priority. The biggest impact to the government of Malaysia of this cancellation of the agreement, this project, when the Singapore's government has sought help from the Malaysia to compensate for costs already incurred by Singapore in fulfilling its obligation under the HSR bilateral agreement. Until the Prime Minister Malaysia said there's nothing positive impact for Malaysia from this project. Actually, the mega project between countries can be successfully if that countries commit not only in signing the agreement, but also when conducting a joint analysis before signing regarding the sharing of losses if the agreement is cancelled. Because it's not seldom for a project to fail and only one country will bear and losses. Thank you.